Hey girl, welcome to Rooted Radiance, the women's health podcast dedicated to helping you improve your health, grow, and radiate with confidence. If you've worked really hard to lose weight this spring and you're feeling anxious that summer is around the corner, where there's going to be barbecues, pool parties, vacations, all the drinks, late nights, just take a breath. You are not one margarita away from undoing everything you've built up until this point. Your approach just needs a reset. Summer is a little bit different. There tends to be more events and parties. Most women don't regain weight because they've lost control. They regain weight because they don't have a summer strategy that fits real life. And if it doesn't fit your life, it won't work. Period. Today, I'm giving you the exact tools to enjoy summer and maintain your progress without restriction, guilt, or starting over in September. Okay, let's dive in. So the first thing is that there needs to be a summer shift that occurs because you should expect your routine to change and you need a plan for it. Summer typically disrupts structure. Your kids are at home. Work either slows down or can speed up depending on your industry. Social events multiply and vacations are on your calendar. It becomes challenging when things shift, and it's normal to feel anxious or confused on how to navigate this so that you can actually maintain that weight loss that you've had. So instead of fighting the summer change, you just need to anticipate it. I want you to ask yourself, what does my summer version of consistency look like? Think about it before summer hits you. The second question I want you to ask yourself is, what are the 2 to 3 non-negotiables I can keep no matter what? I'm going to put those questions in the show notes, and I want you to reflect on that later today after you're done with work or whenever you can fit it in. The second thing that I want you to adjust when you're heading into summer is I really want you to anchor your day on a solid, stable meal at the beginning of the day. This is going to be a meal that keeps your blood sugar steady, your cravings down, and your energy stable, especially when the rest of your day in that summer day is unpredictable. Usually, this is where a lot of people fail in summertime. Their life is so busy, it's chaotic. They have to do, A, B, and C with kids in the morning still, and they neglect themselves and feeding, nourishing your body. So, what this meal should include is a protein source, a slow digestion carb that has fiber, healthy fats, and I want you to think of color. I need you to put some color in there. So some meals that you could choose if you wanted to do this, okay? Think eggs, berries, avocado together with some toast, or think of a Greek yogurt bowl with fruit and seeds. That could be a breakfast meal. Or if you didn't really want breakfast, have something like that's more like a lunch meal, but you're still having that at the beginning of the day. Just because it's breakfast time doesn't mean that you have to have breakfast foods. So if you're not feeling like breakfast, have, some sort of lunch that you enjoy that's very protein forward right before you head to that summer event. This one habit prevents the "I barely ate all day and now I'm starving" spiral of overeating during the summer barbecue. The third thing that I need you to do when summer rolls around is to choose your indulgences on purpose, not accidentally. Summer weight regain usually comes from mindless eating, not intentional enjoyment. So before you go to some event, if it's a pool party, a barbecue, ask yourself, what's the thing that I will actually enjoy? Let yourself have it. Let it be neutral. Don't, start to say anything about how bad that food is or any sort of label on the food itself. It's okay to have indulgent bites. Let it be neutral. And that is how you build a healthy relationship with food instead of restricting and being fearful of food and going down this whole shame and guilt spiral. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, I know what to do, I just can't seem to do it consistently, that's exactly where coaching changes everything. My one-on-one coaching is designed for women who want personalization, accountability, and a plan that fits real life, not a perfect life. If you want support navigating summer without losing momentum, the link for coaching sessions will be in the description and the show notes. The fourth thing that I want you to do in summertime is I want you to use my first 10 minutes rule at events. So whenever you arrive somewhere, if it's your friend's wedding, if it's a pool party, if it's a barbecue, if it's the 4th of July weekend cookout, whatever it is, don't go straight to the food table. And I want you to use the first 10 minutes just to check in with yourself. And I want you to go to the people that you know, say hi, be social. I don't want you to go to somebody that's near the table, the food table, the food spread immediately. Unless you're bringing an item to a barbecue event or something, then set it down on the table. But then I want you to leave and I want you to go say hi to your family, your friends, whomever. And I say this because I want you to check in with yourself. I want you to understand if you're actually hungry or not before you actually have foods. And if you're not, you know, grab some water, grab whatever type of beverage they have there, and just go socialize. Go check around the area, see what they have. If it's like a barbecue event, see if they have any like backyard games. Do something that's not going to drive eating or overeating when you're not hungry. So take that first 10 minutes to do that. The fifth thing that I want you to work on is actually having alcohol boundaries that work for you. A lot of people tend to set themselves up for failure and saying, I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to drink anything. And sometimes that really just doesn't work. And that might not work because, I don't know, maybe there's someone that has a little bit of peer pressure. Maybe you do actually want to enjoy an alcoholic beverage, but you're forcing yourself not to. So allowing yourself to, set a rule of how many you're going to have can help you to enjoy but not overindulge in it. So set some boundaries that make sense for you. So maybe it's I'm going to have 1 to 2 drinks max and that's it. Or maybe you're going to tell yourself, I'll have a drink and then I have to have water after. So you're really trying to balance that liquid consumption. Or maybe you're saying, hey, I'm not going to have a cocktail because I know oftentimes cocktails have a bunch of added sugar and syrups and juices in it, and that's going to spike my blood sugar. So I'm going to refrain from those. Instead, I might just have a shot itself and then just continue the night with a sparkling water. Or maybe you're going to choose something else, but be realistic with your alcohol boundaries. The other thing that I want you to do is I want you to assess your hydration and make sure that you are actually hydrated. So dehydration can mimic hunger and heat amplifies it, especially if you sweat a lot. First, let's start with adequate water intake. So make sure that you're just drinking water. If you feel like you're sweating excessively, then you might want to add in some electrolytes. Maybe you had an intense workout earlier in the day. Maybe you are just naturally a really heavy sweater. And in summertime, maybe where you live, it's excessive heat and you are depleting electrolytes from it. So, in that sort of situation, yes, you can definitely add some electrolytes in to make sure that you're actually hydrated. And that alone, just making sure that you're hydrated, can reduce overeating by ensuring that you're hydrated and assessing again if you're truly hungry. The seventh thing that I want you to be intentional about as you're heading into summer is movement that fits summer. Okay, it doesn't have to be a winter routine that you did, but movement that actually fits and aligns with your summer routine, this new adjustment that's happening because there is going to be some change. There's going to be some structure changes to your day to day from what you normally did previously. So, you don't have to do a 75-minute gym workout to maintain your progress, okay? You can do alternative movement and activity in the summer that looks a little bit different. That could be maybe a morning or an afternoon walk, right? Maybe you're just adding some additional walks in because the weather's beautiful outside, so you're just going to get some sunshine, get some extra vitamin D in the day. That could be something that you do. Maybe you are swimming, right? Swimming's a great type of activity that you could do. So maybe you're doing pool laps. And that's activity that fits in your summer schedule. Maybe you're doing short little strength circuits, right? Maybe you're doing, supersets in the gym where you're going to do one exercise and then you're going to do a different one right back to back that's using different muscle groups. Maybe you're going to go for some hikes. Hiking is a great form of exercise and can be challenging, varying just depending on the type of trail that you're on. But if you are hiking, because those tend to be more long and extensive, I want you to bring adequate water with you, a snack, and electrolytes. I always bring all of those with me on my hikes. I bring extra snacks that I don't even finish all of them, because it's important to make sure that you're having enough of that on hand so that you can nourish your body while you're doing that. It is very long, depending on the type of hike that you are doing, whatever trail that is. They could range for several hours. Next thing you could do is you could do sports, or you could do some sort of like outdoor backyard games. There's so many ones out there. They're fun. You get to involve your family, and it is activity. So maybe that's part of it. Or maybe it's simply just playing with your kids. The weather's beautiful outside. You're going to go play with your kids, maybe bring them to the park, or maybe you're going to, throw the football around with them, whatever it is. What matters is consistency over time. You don't have to be perfect. That's not what we're going here for. We're just adjusting your lifestyle habits to meet this new season. So we are adjusting lifestyle habits like movement or exercise to meet our expectations of what our schedule even looks like. But when you're going to these events, the event itself is important, right? How you are navigating, assessing your hunger, being mindful of that, giving yourself some boundaries on alcohol, having realistic expectations for yourself, and taking those first 10 minutes. But what's also equally important, if not more important, is the day after that event. Well, it matters because I don't want you to get into this rut of, if you feel like I screwed up on that event at the barbecue, maybe I overate. I don't want you to go down the spiral where, like, I screwed up, whatever, I'm going to start again on Monday, or I'm going to start next week, or maybe you just throw in the towel altogether. Instead of doing that, I want you just to immediately go back into whatever your routine was before. So that would include like having regular meals the next day, making sure you're hydrated, going for a walk, or moving your body. Get adequate sleep that night. And then all of that will prevent your I blew it, so I'm just going to start next week spiral. So we want to prevent that. And that's why that day after is so crucial. Get back into your routine. Do not even harp over what happened the day previous. Even though we're trying to set up structure and routine and giving you some balance and intentional indulgences, right? It's one day. So don't get caught up in one day. Okay. Summer doesn't have to be the season where you lose yourself, your habits, or you lose progress. You can enjoy the food, the memories, the travel, the late nights, and still feel confident in your body. If this episode helped you, subscribe to Rooted Radiance so that you never miss an episode, and share it with another woman in your life who deserves to feel strong, supported, and confident this summer. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next episode.